welcome back. In this week's vlog, I am actually getting to my fall cleanup, the rest of it, as well. I'm finally going to be moving some plants around. I'm actually just gonna set my coffee. I was sick pretty much all last week. I'm finally on the mend, have my energy back. I've got my coffee and I have my long list of projects to start, tackle, and I need to finish them. So I have a few things that I'm going to be moving. Also, I did pick up a new peony, which I'll show you, because I decided around this fountain I'm going to have it be a little peony garden around it. So I had two already. Each year I've gotten a peony, I think, as a way to tie the year, tie the end of the year, it seems. So I'm working on slowly incorporating more plants that add color to the garden during the fall. I have a few other exciting things to show you. More importantly, I just have to get after it. Hopefully by the time you're seeing this now, I will have already finished planting my tulip bulbs. I just put in an order last night, actually. I couldn't believe it. Usually I order my tulips like in July or August. It's something crazy like that I've done for the last few years. And then this year it just escaped me until last night. I realized, oh my goodness, I forgot to place my tulip bulb order, and I have a fun idea that I want to actually expand upon selling flowers next year. Just my little flower stand that I started this year. Super teeny tiny. I mean, by no means am I a flower farmer or have that space. Well, I guess I could always tear up everything and plant flowers, but no, I am not at that point yet. It's funny, I'm actually entertaining that as I'm saying it. Let me first show you what I've got new going on. Just a little snippet. The walkway is done. I'm so excited to share with you all. We are kind of on a time crunch because our frost is coming. We've been waking up to some temperatures. Today was 35, 36 in the morning, so we have got to get cranking away at some of these projects before the frost hits, because when the ground starts to freeze, we can no longer dig. That's pretty much it. So scrambling to get some of these projects done, and that's why today I'm really gonna bust a move trying to get some things planted and moved. So trying to work with what I have at the moment. So anyway, if you do remember in my last vlogs, we have been working on digging up this whole area, this whole walkway, and wanted to lay down that gravel. So doesn't that look so nice? So the goal will be, I'll show you the ugly part, that it sounds like we may not be able to finish this year, unfortunately. I think we'll be able to put tarp down and dig up most of the sod, but we may have to wait on getting more gravel to finish out the back spot just right there. So I think all of this will be done soon. Well, I'll say there'll be an improvement. So the next time I show you, this area here will be an improvement, and hopefully we're going to clean up underneath the porch, put some nice, I think it's called skirting, around the porch to tie that up. So beyond excited that things are starting to be buttoned up. Pretty big improvement compared to the last few weeks. Look at that. Oh, you know what? Now I'll just show you how it wraps around to the front. There we go. So there it is. The goal is to have a whole pathway, in my mind, circle around the house so you have just a really nice walkable area with defined areas too. We've been working also hard to really green up our grass too. It's pretty acidic and we have a lot of weeds, but we've been trying to fertilize it, reseed it. So it's a couple years in progress, and we've been trying to work on defining edges too around the whole border. And I think while I'm blabbing away, I think in a future vlog I'm going to talk about how I winterize my garden. So there's specific information for evergreens that I want to go over, and how you help to prevent or eliminate winter burn. I learned a few tricks last year that I thought would be really helpful to share, and just some overall general winter prep that I do and want to pass along. And before I forget, I wanted to just quickly talk about this back bed and what I will be doing. So this peony has been here for quite a while. It's about 5 years old. Was here newly planted before we moved into this house. I think it was about a year or two old at that time. This peony I actually got 2 years ago. Haven't seen a bloom yet, but I expect we will next year. And I just was really inspired by the change of color to the foliage. This peony that has this beautiful red foliage. So I am going to be planting this one right in the center here. So I just have a beautiful ring of peonies, and I will be moving that mound of daisies and lilies out in the back. And I will have to drain the fountain here in a couple of weeks. Probably next week actually, when I do my winter prep, which I will show. So just wanted to share that with you all, and I think that'll be super beautiful come next spring. But also I'm just so happy with the new addition of some fall interest. And those rocks you see piled there, I'm going to be relaying them along this border here. So there's that. Oh my gosh, you guys, what don't I have to do in this back garden? Lots of cleanup. Those roses I have to trim back and then tie some down to help train even more. All those annuals will have to come out. These beds will have to be cleaned. And I will have to air blow these leaves, but we still have a mountain of leaves that will be falling. And this is going to be where the greenhouse will go. So stay tuned on that. But lots of prep to do. I need to get those pots cleaned out here soon. Save some of those dahlia tubers and get them ready to plant some tulip bulbs. Got to clean out those corn stalks. I should have a few ears of corn left to harvest, and some carrots and basil. Lots and lots and lots to do. So we will get after that starting now. Here we go. That bed is like root bound. Alright, so I finished taking out the dried up corn stalks so far, and those things have pretty hefty roots. If you've never grown corn before, they have really tough roots, so it takes a little bit to get them out. But I did notice in one of my beds that it's pretty well root bound, so I'll have to work before I plant tulips in it. I think I'll have enough tulips to plant in it this fall. I'm going to have to work on getting up all of those roots and turning that bed over, adding in some more compost and soil. I think also it's a good idea anyway, because corn is a pretty heavy feeder. It's probably a good idea anyway. after you grow anything, to replenish the soil with some nutrients in it. So I'm going to work on cleaning up a bit more and then trying to plant what I can this afternoon, as much as I can. I think I'll be able to do, if I don't, what I don't get finished today, the next few days I should be able to. So getting there, let me show you what the bed looks like. So in this bed, you'll see that there's quite a bit of these little fine roots everywhere. So I just have to work on really loosening up the soil. That way we don't have all of those, whoops, that's a weed. All of those in here suffocating whatever I'm trying to grow. So I gotta add that to the list. I'm gonna clean out the remainder of those old sweet peas, and then that corn I'm just going to let die back. But you know what? Let me, oh, that's an ear of corn. Somebody's been getting at, but let's try to harvest these actually right now. Let me get to the side. Oh, never mind. Somebody's getting to these. I know these are probably past, but ooh, let's see what we can. Whoop, good catch. So I think just one so far, maybe that one that somebody did not get to. So that's a success there. Let me just put that over here. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and harvest, oh, some carrots. So I've got a few, so I will do that now. And I did want to show the aster has finally bloomed. Look how tall this is. I've never grown it before. It's about 3 feet tall in the pot. Really pretty. I think I'm also going to be harvesting some of this lavender to make a wand before they all dry back. So we are gonna do that today too. So I don't know how well you could see that in the background, but I decided to empty the soil out of this container because I saw so many aphids on the carrots, and I saw little things moving around in it that I decided it's probably better for me to get rid of that soil. So I put it in the brown refuse bag, compost bag for us, for the city to take away, because I don't want to keep that potentially a bunch of eggs in there, have that over winter, and then whatever I plant in it next year could potentially be infested with aphids, what I suspect are aphids for next year. I just don't want to take any chances, so I thought it was a good idea to empty that out just in case, and I'll put in some fresh soil. And now that I'm looking over here, there's just, oh gosh, spiders. Oh, I don't want to get too close to gross you guys out, but I'm finding lots of creepy crawlies here in my fall cleanup. But you'll see, so this entire bed is clean. I believe this is a 2 by 8 feet raised bed, and then all of these ones are 4 by 4 feet. So cleaned out that one. I'm waiting for the sunflower to die back on this one, and then also more on that one to clean that one up. And then I've cleaned that one straight ahead onto the side of the house, and then I'm waiting for the corn to die back on the additional one. And then I'll top them off with fresh soil, compost, and turn them over before I start planting in tulips, which should be here in the next few weeks once I get them. And then I will be cleaning up this bed also. These super petunias will be going. And then I just have to cut back a lot of the perennials. Still have a few things to plant, which I'm thinking I will probably get to tomorrow, because right now it is already, I think, 5:30, and the sun sets here really quickly now, so I'll be heading in soon for today, and then I will pick back up here this week. But made some progress for today. Oh, and then I should show, so we have some beautiful trees around us that are just starting to turn. I don't know if you can see that one straight ahead, but it will be putting on a beautiful show here in the next week or so. Like a beautiful bright orangey red. I wish you guys could smell how amazing this lavender is right now. This is English lavender, so I have two types. I have English lavender, which is right here, and then I have a Spanish lavender in another pot, which only bloomed really once this year for me. This English lavender has been pretty steady in terms of performance, so super happy with this one. And I pretty much waited until now to harvest really any, as I wanted the pollinators to really enjoy it as much as possible before winter sets in. So I'm gonna be doing my first ever lavender wand with these. Lavender is super hardy, so if you live in a colder climate as I do, it's a great choice for perennial because it is super tough. Actually, let me read the tag here, how low this one goes to. So this is Sweet Romance Lavender by Proven Winners, and it's hardy to zones 5 through 9. So I'm 5B, and yeah, it blooms early summer into early fall, full sun. And I got this as just a little guy, and it is just taken off, as you'll see. So highly recommend if you're looking to get some lavender. This has been a great performer, and I have just trimmed it back. It's normal for lavender to get pretty woody, so I could actually cut this back even more here before winter, so I could cut it down to here, but where it's its first year, I just really want this to take off and get giant come next year. So yeah, great performer. All right, it is a new day and it is sunny out. It's actually around, I think, 70 degrees, so I'm going to take advantage of this afternoon and just get after finishing some projects. So I'm going to work on cleaning up this arbor and training or trying to tie back a few more stems or branches, but mainly just cleaning this up for the fall. And then I think going to be saving some dahlia tubers as well, just getting a jump on it before the freeze hits, because if I were to wait to dig up the tubers, like there's one exposed here actually, so if I were to wait until the frost comes, it would be too late because these are not hardy to the frost. So I'm gonna have to dig those up, let them dry out a little bit, and save them for next year. I'll do the ones in these pots first, and then I have a few along the fence. I'll probably wait a few more days because they look so good out by the fence. But today will be the roses. Like there's a few, I don't know if you can see this long branch here that I'm gonna actually get rid of because it's a little too wild. But this is only in its second year, which is quite amazing. And then I've been slowly working on cleaning up these beds to get them ready for the fall when I plant some tulips. I have several hundred coming that I will be planting. My plan is for potentially next year to grow my little flower stand a little bit more and sell some. Oh, and then I thought this was interesting that I will share. So over here in front of the house, I actually grew pincushion flowers right here, and then I cut them all back, but now you'll see I have some asters growing right where I cut the pincushion flowers. So I don't know really how that happened, But that was quite an interesting surprise. Did not know that I had asters mixed in with that pincushion flower. Ooh, okay. It's looking all very fall-like. Ooh, and then another exciting development. I did get a greenhouse. It's still in its box, but I think this weekend we're going to work on starting to put it together. So stay tuned for that. And also hopefully I'm hoping to tackle will be to move a few things and plant a few things. So move and plant. But for now it's the roses. So I'm gonna get after that.